guys, it's Gamer Ahmer here. So today we are back with a very important video. So this one is going to be a big milestone in my Super Nintendo collecting journey. So this game right here is definitely not one of those cheap filler titles. So I can't wait to dive into this because I have some really cool things that I picked up at one of my all-time favorite video game stores. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. So if you guys have been following along on my collecting journey, you'll know that I left off with 353 games out of the 721. So I decided to take a trip to my local video game store as they were having like 20% off everything. And I had to just dive in and pick one of the best games that they had in their store on the Super Nintendo. That of course wasn't like Chrono Trigger, complete in box, or sealed games. You know, it was just one of their loose cartridges, and it was one that I did not have in the collection. So this place is actually called Retro Replay, and I'll go ahead and drop all of the information below in the description. So of course, if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you never miss out, as we are diving into convention season, and we have some coming up, so I can't wait to see what cool things I find when I'm out and about. And I have a new series that's going to be dropping shortly. I just got some cool things made for it, and I really can't wait to share that. So anyway, let's just jump into it. So first of all, on the way to the store, I actually picked up a couple things from Facebook Marketplace. These were like $5, and I had to pick them up. So right here we have this really cool like loot crate, this like loot gaming little specialty item that someone was actually selling. So we have the Sonic the Hedgehog figure. It has some really good weight to it. We have Dr. Eggman, and we have this collectible figure. It's really cool. It actually has this like little stand and everything in here where you could just kind of like have it like hovering on this base here. So this is actually really neat. Definitely will look great on my little Sonic the Hedgehog shelf. So I can't wait to display this and have this up. And that was not all, as we actually have this one as well. So this is really cool. It says this collector's edition. It says 25th anniversary Metal Sonic on here. So we have this really cool creation here. This like cool little, you know, collectible figure as well. This one is also from Loot Gaming. It says Sega all over it. And then it tells you that this would be great to display on a shelf. So I thought that this was a really cool like little score and like pickup just on my way to one of my favorite game stores. Before we jump into it, they actually had this, and I was able to score this. So this is one of my favorite, you know, childhood Nintendo 64 games. This is called Fighting Force 64. I also have a really cool, like, promotional t-shirt for this game that I've never seen another of. But this game is just super nostalgic to me. I knew that it wasn't like by far the best beat 'em up style game, but I really had so much fun playing this back in the day. This is absolutely one of my favorites, as I love how you can control, you know, different characters in this game. They all kind of have like different abilities, different like styles to them. You know, one's a little slower, one's a little quicker. You know, it's just really neat. I just loved the whole concept, and I loved playing that multiplayer action with this game. I just really had a great time. So they had a box of this game, and then of course I was able to complete it with the manual. And then that's not all. They had this little like, you know, consumer information booklet as well. But this is the best part. There's tattoos in here. So who remembers buying these games back in the day and getting like bonus tattoos that you could actually use? So it says application, clean and dry the skin, place tattoo, wet the back of the tattoo, wait a good minute, peel the corner. Your tattoo can last for several days if transferred carefully. Never place tattoo near eyes. So this is just so cool to see this. You know, it's so difficult to find boxes complete nowadays. And to have that cool like little bonus tattoo thing for one of my favorite childhood games. That's just so cool. It even says from the creators of the Tomb Raider series. So this is just so cool. I absolutely love this, and I'm so glad that they had it, as they have like tons of like weird, obscure, rare items just like this one. And this is something that you just really don't see every day, and It's been on my list for like the longest time, and they really hooked me up with this. And then next up, I am a sucker when it comes to these like Tiger electronic handheld systems, or even like these like LCD games. This one is MGA Entertainment. From 1997, we have this World Wrestling Federation WWF game. And right here, it kind of looks like you have like a couple different options, like the ring, you know, you have all these different like wrestlers on here. It just looks really cool. And then of course you have the Undertaker on here. So this one is definitely a really cool little like nostalgic piece from back in the day when I used to watch wrestling. I used to go to all of the different events. Really a great time to have this. The sound and everything works on here, and I'll definitely have to give it a try. But this is so cool that they had one of these, I think for just a couple bucks too. So this is really neat. And then on to probably the best part of the video. If you are following along and waiting for the Super Nintendo journey, this is something that you do not want to miss. So 353 games, adding one more to 354. Well worth the wait. We have Evo For Eden. So this game is a pretty expensive Super Nintendo game. Definitely got a steal on it because it was already like pretty cheap. And then 20% off on top of it. Definitely can't beat that. They have some amazing sales. This was really great. Celebrating their 1-year anniversary of being open. This is really such a fun game as well. I did not expect it to play like this. Now, I've heard that this was a good game. It was an expensive game. It's a hidden gem. This is something that I really didn't expect. Like, who would have expected an evolution game on the Super Nintendo where you pretty much start out as like the smaller creature in the water. You have to like feed on different things, kind of evolve. You get legs, you go on land, you just kind of like go through. You have to do like this whole entire like, you know, like farming, like feeding style where you just have to keep like grinding at it over and over again, trying to get larger to like these dinosaurs. And this is like a really cool like premise that I have not seen anything else like it. Now, I actually really enjoyed what I have played of this game, and this would be something that would be probably better to play, especially if you were to like save it and play it like emulation or something of that nature. But this one actually is a really cool concept. The music is amazing in this game. The backgrounds look great. I love how it kind of like changes up. Really has a lot going on with it, and the different like, you know, the different like little characters or like these animals or creatures, they look great too. So this definitely has a lot more going on with it. Is this a game that you guys have played? Is the price kind of like, you know, holding it back for you? You know, I just want to know what you guys think about this, but I'm having a blast with it, and I can't wait to sink some more hours into this game right here. And that's not the only Super Nintendo game that I actually picked up. So just as I was walking out the door, they actually had Home Improvement on the Super Nintendo. Now this is an insane game, and this is a very uncommon game at that. Now I'm not really too sure why this game goes for over $50, because it is just so like weird and wacky, and it's not one of the greatest games because the soundtrack is not the best. They kind of like did this weird like entire like sitcom style, bringing it to the video games, trying to like make money off of that. But what they do is there are tools that are missing, and you have to go through the different movie sets. Now they kind of like blend together at the same time, and instead of like going through and just collecting tools, you have to collect these crates. And it's just so bizarre because there are enemies that you have to like fight off with like a nail gun, but there are like dinosaurs and like other weird wacky characters. This is a very challenging game, and it's something that I want to get to know a little bit more and kind of see what this craziness is all about. Maybe just because this is kind of nostalgic, maybe it is from the 90s and that's what's kind of like bringing this price tag and this craziness to it. But it's just so bizarre, so weird, and it is very challenging. There isn't really like this password save option, and if you get hit, you kind of like lose all of these like nuts and bolts, kind of similar to like Sonic with the rings, and you have to hurry up and collect all of those, but it isn't very forgiving. So do you guys remember this game from back in the day? Did you ever play it then? Do you play it now? And I just want to know. So what do you think the best pickups were? Were it the two Super Nintendo games that I added to the collection, where we left off with 353, and now we have 355. So we are slowly moving along, and I'm hoping that these video game conventions in the upcoming future will help me get closer to my goal of trying to complete the Super Nintendo set. Did you really enjoy that little like handheld system for WWF, that really cool like wrestling game? Or did you like some of the other stuff, like that really cool Fighting Force 64 box with those tattoos? That was just insane. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite item was. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out my other videos and stay tuned for more.